Hi, everybody. Just wanted to give you a quick shout out. Today, I'm starting to shake. How funny. Let me see if I can stabilize myself. Today, I met this amazing man up on the mountain sharing his story with me. And I don't know if many of you have been watching, but I'm launching Everyday Celebrity, which is a celebration of people who have been doing things in their life that have been told they can't. And I'm not talking about everyday little simple things. I'm talking about breaking backs and coming back, or, losing a leg and still being a ballet dancer. Something over the top, but yet beautiful celebration of life where we've been told we can't do something and how we can do it better. I'm going to let Lobo share his story with us today. We're going to just chat with him real quickly here up on the mountain. This is Lobo.
Hello, everybody.
He was sharing with me as I met him actually on the mountain when we were hiking this morning, and he was sharing with me some really cool stories. I'm going to angle this a little bit, so I apologize if everyone's going to have a hard time, but I want you to be able to hear both of us.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and share with me the story you were sharing about your accident when you injured your back?
Oh yeah, It was a climbing accident, and this was 3 years ago. And climbing is a safe sport. It's safe, but I wasn't safe.
Safe.
My dad was real sick, and I was worried about him, so I wasn't focused. And climbing and yoga. Climbing, the thing I love about climbing is, it doesn't matter how much money you have or you don't have. Every move is all that's important. So you're really living in the now. So yoga and climbing. But anyway, yeah, I was climbing and I wasn't safe. Didn't have my mind on it, and I took about a 30-foot fall and actually foolishly walked away from it. That was not smart, and so I ended up. My wife took me to emergency, and they took the X-rays and stuff, and then they had to move me to another hospital. So this was 2 days before Christmas. So Christmas Eve, I had a great nurse that wanted to get me out of there so I could spend Christmas Eve with my family. And they were supposed to get a back. I didn't have to have an operation, which was a blessing, but they were supposed to get a back brace for me made and prepared, and they have to customize it. So they came in about 4 in the afternoon with this monstrosity of a back brace. It was a two-piece, like I don't know, and so they came in with that, and I was able to put it on, and luckily it fit in that, and it was kind of funny because they were trying to get me out for Christmas Eve, and this attendant came in, and this is a little off color, but he came in, and I had this brace on, and he says, you're gonna really have problems with that, and I said, yeah, how so? He says, well, you're not going to be able to wipe your butt. And I said, dude, I can assure you that my wife's not going to do it, so I'm going to do it. He goes,
just got to do the dirty
so,
job.
yeah. So anyway, the brace went way down, and it was a two-piece, and I had to wear it every day, and I could take it off when I went to bed. And I actually, because I'm a pretty active guy, and it was driving me crazy having this brace, so I would go out and I would walk 6 or 8 miles every day with the brace on. And
Perseverance, right?
oh yeah,
Stubborn man.
yeah, perseverance, and it was hot. That brace was hot. Here in Arizona, you don't want a big brace on like that. And actually, we had a trip to Guadalajara, and I didn't want to. I went to the doctor, and he said, "Nah, I don't know about that." And I said, "I really want to go." So I went to Guadalajara with the brace on, had a great time, and any event, finally, each month I would go and have the doctor would look and do x-rays, and I was really paranoid. I thought, it's not healing. Each month it was healing. So finally, at the end of 6 months, I go in, and he says, you're free. You're done. I said, oh, great. I'm going to go home and rip this sucker off, and I'm not a gun person, but I got a BB gun. I'm going to shoot it. And he said, well, I would wean yourself from it. I would take your time with it. I said, why? Do I need stability? He said, no, I wouldn't. I said, nah, I'm not doing that. So anyway, I went home, ripped it off, shot with a BB gun, took a picture, and then I started walking around stuff, and I did not like not having the brace on. It wasn't I wasn't stable or anything. I was just like, it was weird. It was like,
supported?
yeah, it was like that brace had become part of my body.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I
full
finally
acceptance of the condition.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And intellectually, that's where I came to. I said, these poor souls, I've got no problems. I'm out of this and stuff. These poor souls are really the heroes in life, the ones in wheelchair, in that paraplegics. That's what happens. So mentally, they adjust to that. And so I've got the ultimate respect for anyone. My challenge is every day. climbing up here and doing it. And they're not challenges. They're just, that's easy street. So
So
anyway,
there's a piece that he didn't share earlier that he shared with me on the mountain was that he actually does this for a living. He hikes and takes people on amazing adventures and trails. So for him to injure his back was kind of like cutting off his livelihood, his ability to support his family, and he would not take that as an option. So it was a great sense of perseverance in that sense. And you also shared with me a story about getting injured by an animal on a do you want to share a little bit about that at all? About the chest injury that you
oh,
had?
that was not it. Now this is kind of a long story, and it's where when I was 20 years old, I was in Mexico, and we were driving just at dusk. And in any event, I was not driving; I was on the passenger side, and there was a truck on the road, and they had wood protruding out the back, and the wood was pointed, the end like pencils, and it was like what they made their dwellings with. And we came down a hill and came up real fast, and we were right on top of the truck. And the wood came through the windshield, ripped the roof of the car off. I caught in the chest. It actually, impaled me in the chest and went out on the road. And any event,
He's got a chunk of skin left.
yeah.
It's been taken out.
So, serious stuff. I'm out in the middle of the road and moving my head to stay alive, and the air's coming out of my chest.
Oh
and
my goodness.
This family from Culiacan, a guy who was a contractor there, they came upon us, and they felt they were preordained on the accident. So they put me in the back of the truck, and they drove to
Could
this
you
one.
imagine?
Yeah, they have a weird
No,
story.
a lung collapsed and you're literally being bounced around in the back of a truck.
Yeah,
Incredible.
moving my head to stay alive.
Wow.
And so they took me one hospital, and they didn't like the looks of it. They just didn't like. So
Yeah.
they took me to a Catholic hospital, which was like a complex, like something you envision out of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. And so two doctors operated on me all night. They were American trained. I had the priest. The priest gave me last rites. The next morning, I woke up in this hospital room, and looking around, and there's cement floors, and there's tubes all over me, and no air conditioning. And the nurses were like 14 or 15-year-old girls. But the people who picked me off the road, they felt they were preordained, and they would come and send their son or daughter, and they stood vigil over me for 24 hours. So anyway, I got to the point I got a staph infection, and they had to move me back to the States. I had to be air back to the States, or I was going to die. So I went back to the States. I survived the trip and got back to the States and went to what was St. Mary's Hospital in Reno, Nevada. And I was so thin. When I went down there, I weighed about 150 pounds. I was a skinny guy. But when I came back, I weighed something like 95 pounds. And they had to have a llama skin underneath me so I wouldn't bruise. And I'd had so many needles in me and stuff that, they couldn't find the meat to shoot me up and that. And anyway, I survived that. I got out. I actually met my wife in the hospital. She was going out with another guy. I didn't steal her. We became friends after I got out of the hospital.
True love. He's all torn into pieces and he finds his wife.
Yeah. And then I went to physical. The really cool part of this, I had an open wound in my chest for a while, but I could not reach the back of my head with my hand. So I went to physical therapy for 2 years, and the fellow that my physical therapist name was Buzz Moore. Him and I became the best of friends, and he was a runner, so he got me into running. So we ran together many marathons after that.
Wow.
And he's passed away now, and I really miss him. But over the years, it's like this was a non-event. I was very lucky, very fortunate. It wasn't my time, and so. Yeah, I won't go into all
very positive outlook on life. He's had many fun struggles to challenge his physical vessel.
More injuries than Evel Knievel, I tell people, but my wife's had hers too. She's got 2 hips replaced, and she's had a couple of strokes, and she just did the Camino de Santiago.
Wow.
So she's the real warrior. I'm just a wimp,
So he's actually turning 70 this year.
Yeah, I'm
70
sorry.
years young.
I'm sorry I admitted that. Yeah.
So he's actually still up for more adventures and more journeys.
Oh,
you must check out
absolutely.
his website. What was your website again?
Canyon Tough, 2 words, Canyon Tough, and it's got some cool pictures, and it's got the 7 deepest canyons of the world, which at one time I would take people on these canyon trips around the world, and I'm in the process of possibly selling my company, but I've really downsized it. I still do contract work for the Field Institute at the National Park, and I've for the last 10 years I've worked for Big City Mountaineers. I donate my entire summer to working with under-resourced kids from the hood that
Isn't that amazing?
they're
Love it.
they're used to gunshots and screams, and I take them out into the woods and take them into Yosemite or
You
wherever.
really learn where the wildlife lives.
Oh yeah, they hear an owl and they jump out of their boots. So you know, life's been good to me, and I just love and met this lovely person and interesting person. So we just started chatting. I'm a real chatter, as you can tell in this interview, but it's always fun to come up here because I meet so many interesting people, and so it's great.
It's a lot of fun. Well, thank you so much for letting me bug you on your hike and have an adventure with you. So
My pleasure.
you have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye,
Okay.
guys. Have a great day, and I hope you go out and enjoy yourself and make it a good one. Sending you all love.